Hey everybody, welcome to another drive-through digital review. This is the second in a little two-part deal I'm doing. Basically, these are apps that aren't necessarily games themselves, but are great little tools that are going to sort of enhance your gaming. Now, this one I really like because it has sort of a dual purpose. Not only can you can play a game with this, and this is CardWarden here, but if you're a game designer, specifically a designer of car games, I think this is a vastly you've got to have this tool here. So basically what you can do is you can import cards into the app here and set them up, create decks, create multiple decks, all kinds of stuff, and actually set them up on a game table. So you've got basically four things here: a card importer, deck editor, a little randomizer thing, and then a game table. So I've actually got a little design that I've been working on for quite a while actually. And basically you can see I've got 1 through 10 at the top. So all of my cards are down here in the bottom in sort of box 10 here. So you can theoretically have like 10 different games. So if you wanted to like scan your Dominion cards or something in the box 2, or Magic cards in the box 3 or whatever, you could do that. Now when you capture cards, you can either get them on your iPad, via iTunes or something, or you could even take a picture right with your iPad and just, like if you got a bunch of prototypes with, pencil writing on it, you could just capture the new card, erase it, capture it again and replace it all in here. So I've got my first box here. I've got all my cards here. I'm just going to import one just to show you. So you click that, you got your little file browser here, and then maybe, I'll select this card like so. And you can see it's a little prototype card, so I'll just maybe pinch it a little bit, move it around, and then, you've got your card there. Obviously there's no nice art on there, but it's also got the backs here and things like that. So you can import a whole mess of cards in here. Basically, I think it's 120 separate images per box. And so if you have multiple copies, let's say I wanted more than one copy of Dig Dug, I don't need to import it that many times. I just need the base image, with the card back there. So let's close out of here. We can go in the deck editor like so. And so for each one of those 10 boxes, you can have, I think, 40 decks with, can't remember how many cards. I want to say 120 cards. So you can see I've got this deck here. This is called my Dwarves deck. I do that. Here's my little Tunnels deck. This particular game has 2 decks. So you can see I've got the different card backs for each of these. So you can go in here, I could turn this on and then click on these to delete these, turn that off, and then if I wanted to add let's start here and then add a bunch of cards there, a bunch of copies of those cards. Go here, click that, and then now I can delete these again. Then I can just quit out of here. So I've got 2 decks in the game here. So then we've got the randomizer thing, which is kind of nice because you can just, I got my Dwarf deck, the Tunnels deck, and you can shuffle it a bunch of times there at the top and just kind of deal these out like so. And just kind of, just to kind of check your deck out. It's just sort of a little test bed before you get into the game table down here. So I click the game table. It's loaded up a blank table here. But I've already gone ahead and saved the state here. So I can go back here to load. I've saved that there in this little file there. I hit load. You can even attach music if you want. So I hit load there. And then there we've got our 2 decks. We've got sort of this particular game has a center row of cards there. And so I can deal cards off the deck, off of this deck. I can click the card and then you can flip it over. I can flip it back here. Click that. So I can flip that. And then you can even add little tokens here, so I can add little counters on the cards. In case you had to keep track of something, you can add the little counters there. I can destroy the card. I can rotate the card, like tap it. If you double click, you also tap it. We'll go back here. We'll put that back in the deck. And then the cool thing is, let me just move this deck over here, up there, and I'll move these cards up here. So I can open this up, and this is kind of like a player hand. So I can close that, open it. There's 6 of these along the side, so you can have kind of player hands here, and you can move these in like so and then close those up so you can have hands. You got a little bit of player space here. You even got, you maybe can't see that little point trackers if you've got points in your game. It's basically got 2 of those for now. A little die here, so there's the die. You can set the max value. Right now it's 6. I can set that up to a D12 if I want. I hit roll, so it'll roll and give me the result. So this is a pretty handy little tool if you've got a card game or something that you want to play multiple games quickly of, and then if you feel like, oh, I need to change this card, it's too strong, I need to change the value there, you just, you got your little sheet of paper, you go take a picture of it, replace the card in your box and reload the deck, and then you've got this here. So if you really wanted to play Magic, play out some play test hands of Magic, I know a lot of people like to do that, you could scan in the cards here from your physical cards or whatever, and then, just kind of play out some hands and draw out some cards. I mean, I know Magic players like to, get a hand of cards and then kind of see what they would do with it. So anyway, this is CardWarden, or the CardWarden. I'll put a link, in the video and in the description. This is a fantastic little tool. It does cost $2, but I mean, if you're going to do anything with this, you're going to get more than an hour out of this. You're going to get several hours out of this. If you're, this is kind of like in your target demographic. This is a great tool. I can't emphasize how much I think this is great. I'm going to be using the heck out of this thing. So anyway, thanks.